Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is NeShell Monroe, and I like to share my story with you, but I like to just put in your minds right now and think about it. You know, God blessed us all with 2 kidneys, but I thank God we could actually live with 1. And as I share with you, just keep that in mind, that He blessed us with 2, but we can live with 1. And my story begins back when I was 10 years old. I was diagnosed with the autoimmune disease that affected my kidneys. My kidneys began to fail very quickly, and I had to be admitted into the ICU immediately to find out what they can do to help save me. This was in the early 80s, and you know, they had just passed Medicare, you know, to even cover kidney treatments. But thankful to God, I was able to get treatment in the hospital. And while I was there in the ICU, I was surrounded by many other children who were very sick. And as a child, it was saddening to me. And I noticed a few of the kids were dying. I would see the priests come and pray and the families cry over their kids while I'm laying there watching them, because there's nothing else to do in ICU. And so, you know, I just figured this is where we go. This is where kids go to die. You know, a 10-year-old, that's what I was thinking. And so, you know, I wasn't afraid. I didn't have fear. I had peace because I thought, oh, okay, well, this is where we go. But thanks be to God that that was not my case. I eventually, once they started dialysis, I began to get better and stronger. And I eventually was able to get out the hospital and do my treatments in an outpatient center, well, at the hospital for outpatients. And so I was able to return back to school to play with my peers and eventually go on to college, and all while doing this treatment and dealing with the pain 3 times a week and dealing with you know, not feeling well every other day. But I refused to give up, and I also refused to tell anyone, because I didn't want anybody to treat me any differently. You know, I wanted to show them I could do just as much as you could do, even though I was going through this. So I didn't tell anyone that I was dealing with kidney failure. You know, they couldn't tell by seeing me, and I wasn't sharing it at all. And it wasn't until I started working at AT&T, and one of my co-workers approached me because her daughter was sick. And, you know, I offered to talk with her to see, you know, how could I console her or comfort her, because she was upset. And she shared with me that her daughter was dealing with kidney failure. And I was like, okay, God, this is my opportunity, you know, to share my story, because no one at work knew my health issues. And so that's when I knew that I needed to share. So I shared with her and her daughter's family, and they really appreciated it. I saw how much it helped her and her daughter go through the surgery. And so that's when I knew I had to do something. You know, there was some fire that rose up in me that let me know, you know, this is what you need to do. And so that's when I joined the American Kidney Fund and became an advocate for the American Kidney Fund. And the American Kidney Fund is an organization that their sole mission is to give full support, financial support, to kidney patients. And that's why I chose them, is because kidney patients, you know, you have to use a lot of services, and a lot of times it takes 30 days to 90 days for assistance. With the American Kidney Fund, they will send you assistance 7 to 10 days. You know, they give them right away instant financial support. And so that's why I chose this particular organization. And with the American Kidney Fund, I learned a lot of more information about kidney failure. I didn't realize that it's 30 million plus Americans living with kidney failure in the U.S. And this is something that when I heard that number, I just couldn't believe it, you know, because when I first started, I never heard of dialysis or kidney failure. But now I'm noticing that there are one on every corner in every neighborhood now. And so this is surprising to me. And so I knew this is something I have a passion for, to inform people. And not only just inform, but also give people information to help prevent getting kidney failure. And so recently I was in Washington and I went to the Capitol to speak to Congress on behalf of the kidney patients to get them to change some of the policies regarding kidney patients, because they're trying to cut some of the budget from the patients. And so there are 3 main issues that I normally promote when I go. And the main one is prevention, because I don't want anyone to have to go down the road that I've gone through, because it's awful. And so with prevention, I just would like everyone to know, if you have heart disease or high blood pressure or diabetes in your family, it's very good to, whenever you go to the doctor, to request that you get your kidneys checked out. It's no additional charge. If they're taking your urine or your blood, just say, please, you know, check off my kidneys as well, if you have that in your family history or you've been diagnosed with it. Because if you have it in your family history, you can possibly stop it or slow down the progression of the disease. And the second issue, I went up there because the immunosuppressive drug, this is the drug that they use for kidney transplant patients. After they get the transplant, this is what helps keep the transplanted kidney working. Well, Medicare only covers it for 3 years. And so we're trying to get Medicare to change the policy to extend the coverage, the life of the transplanted kidney. And the third issue that I like to promote is organ donation. I like to encourage everyone to become an organ donor. If you can sign your driver's license, or you can also visit www.kidneyfund.org. This is the American Kidney Fund website. They have more information there if you have questions. There are a lot of myths regarding kidney donation. You can be as old as 90 years old to donate. It really just depends on the health history of a person. And also on that website, you also can become an advocate like myself. If you're interested, you can sign up to become an advocate. And the advocate, they do a lot of things. You can volunteer locally. We have a kidney walk every year. We have one coming up this November, and I definitely will be there. If you're interested in joining my team, it's Team NeShell on American Kidney Fund's website. Or you can donate financially, or you can just be a voice, you know. And also, we have a program called Pair Up, where you can pair up with your family members, you know, sharing this information with them, like, hey, I know you got this issue, you may want to consider blah, 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 blah. So I really would like to encourage you, if you know someone, or you are someone, or have a family member who's dealing with this issue, to get more involved. There's 30 million plus people dealing with this issue, and the majority of the persons dealing with it are African American and Hispanic and Native American. And so we need to really get a handle on it. I think if more people are more aware of the issue, the word will get out. spread out more and more people will get involved.